Theme parks are supposed to be a place where people and families can go to escape the real world, to go to a place that is fun, where they can leave their cares behind and hopefully not get reminded of real world problems, at least for most people. But as theme parks have become more popular, and obviously you have a lot of people coming to them, a lot of times the real world follows you into the theme parks, and people, I suppose, forget the social contract that they're supposed to keep up. And over the years, we've seen a lot of theme park incidents, from fights to just guests being rude, and sometimes things happen. Weird things happen. And today we have another example of weird things happening in theme parks. I say weird, also gross, and it's been all over social media, but we have an article here outlining it from WDWNT, and that is over at Cosmic Rewind at Epcot. A guest defecates themselves all over the floor and walls of the Cosmic Rewind queue. So we're going to read through these and give some thoughts. So hi, I'm Jared with Capture the Magic. And it says, a Walt Disney World guest incident has taken a turn for the smelly, as a new TikTok video shows that a guest pooped all over the floor and walls of the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind queue in Epcot, which somehow did not deter guests from enduring the wait to ride. I mean, it's in standby now, so I guess if you want to really ride that, you're going to have to, I guess you have to not only wait in line, but maybe obstacles. So we're going to take a look at this. It's like 10 seconds long, but it gives you a visual idea of perhaps what was going on in this line. So everybody is holding their noses, and you're thinking, why are they all holding their noses? And then you see this all over the walls and the floor. I don't even know what to say.
This is the worst.
Just gross. The initial footage shows guests waiting to board Cosmic Rewind, with many holding their noses and covering their faces with sleeves and shirt collars. The caption reads, Flower and Garden Festival didn't set well with somebody. Yikes. Obviously, this is gross. But some people were asking, why was this not cleaned up yet? We don't know in terms of when this happened. Obviously, the people had left, seemingly. Now, for me personally, if I'm in that line, I'm getting out of line. I would assume if you went up to a cast member and just said, hey, someone pooped in the line, can I get a lightning lane to come back? I would assume they would probably do that for you, perhaps, because I can only imagine the stench that was in that area, and that's not something I personally, not only just to smell, but that's just a biohazard in the corner. I don't think that's something I would want to be messing with. You would think this would go without saying that this would not be a problem, but like I've always said, let's say you have 100 people and one out of every 100 people are just not following rules, not doing what they're supposed to do. 99% of people do what they're supposed to do, don't do these things, but then, of course, you have thousands of people in the park, so this ends up being numerous amounts of people in a park in an everyday setting that can cause problems. So this is, it makes sense from a mathematical standpoint, I suppose, in the parks. Obviously, kids, things can happen with kids. We have kids. Many times they can be messes on many levels. One would assume, though, like if it was us and our kid did this in the corner, I'd be getting a cast member, trying to clean it up, not just leave it. That's a whole other thing of doing that and then just leave it in the corner. I would love to know the chain of events that happened of if this person did this in the corner and then continued into the line. Like I have a lot of questions about how this happened, what happened afterwards, how long was this on the walls and on the floor here. Probably never get the answers to those questions, but I have lots of questions because I want to know the chain of events that occurred here, because that is very just wild to me. But in the comments here, there's always some good things in the comments sometimes. Someone said, I work custodial at the parks. Y'all have no idea. Like this is an everyday occurrence somewhere within those parks. I've had to yell at someone to stop their kid from peeing in the bushes. Yeah, I can only imagine the horror stories that could be people that work custodial at either Disney World, Universal, or any theme park on the things that you may have to clean up. So to that cast member there, kudos to you. I'm sure you've seen some things. Someone said this is probably why they added a bathroom to the Avatar queue. That's a good point. When you're talking about, Cosmic Rewind here, it no longer has a virtual queue. Now it's a standby line, and we've seen this line get anywhere up to beyond 90 minutes. It's a very popular ride, so people are in line for a very long time. And people don't want to leave their spot or something like. I mean, that doesn't mean you do this in the corner, but it is one of those things where it's like maybe bathrooms in these long, popular lines are not a bad idea. Someone said, why is it on the walls? That's a great question. Why is it on the walls? Like, it's one thing on the floor, but like, that means it was on someone's hands. Someone said, we were in line on Monday, got into the room where they play the video before the ride, and a grown man started peeing in the corner by the trash cans. Can't make this stuff up.
I got no place else to go.
Someone said, well, at least it didn't happen on the ride. Can you imagine? I guess that's a bright way of looking at it. At least it didn't happen on the ride and you were behind the person. That could be a very, very bad time for everybody. Someone said in 2017, I was a cast member and I was there for the opening of Pandora, and there was always people peeing in the line for Flight of Passage.
Right to jail, right away.
Oh, man. I mean, I suppose, you know, at least for me, like if I know it's going to be a long line, like you go to the bathroom before you go, maybe don't drink a whole lot of water, you know, try and take care of these things knowing you're going to be in line for a while. That's just me, though. I guess people just are in theme parks, get on a line, and don't even think about the fact that they may need to go to the restroom at some point in a hour-plus line, perhaps. Someone said, what happens when they deny DAS pass for IBS now? I mean, I suppose if enough people start pooping in lines due to IBS, this could be a reason to include it. I suppose that could be a reason. Someone here said, we were in line for Remy once, and the guy behind us threw up not once, but twice before leaving the line. The second time, it got on my husband. Wow. But I would say if you're in line for that ride during that day, not a great time was had by many, at least in the line. Hopefully the ride was worth it. I don't know if it would be worth it after all of that. Guests can exit an attraction queue at any time and ask a cast member to re-enter a queue if one member of their party stays behind. I mean, that's we don't know the scenario here, but if you are with like a group or a family, I mean, you are able to, you can say, hey, I need to go relieve myself, and they can, I do believe you can get at least close to the spot you had back in line. If there's poop on the floor when you're in a queue, I guess that's a personal choice, whether you wait in that line or you get out of that line. I can only imagine the stench, but that's all I've got, though. So that's going to be it, though, for this video. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe to the channel, as we do lots of coverage here of Universal Studios, Epic Universe, Disney World, and pop culture. And let us know in the comment, what's the craziest thing that you've seen in a theme park line or in the theme parks yourself? I'm very curious, as theme park stories are very interesting to me. And until next time, we will see you in the parks.